If it was not for Imagen, I would not be a wedding photographer anymore.
You're saying this because you're a brand ambassador of Imagen?
The minute I think different one is better.
How helpful is Imagen?
Imagen was built with the goal of improving photographers' lives.
One thing it's doing exceptionally different than any other brand.
While I'm sleeping after the wedding, it is culling. Imagen also color corrects video.
Really?
Imagen can actually make you make more money.
How? We are recording the first ever international podcast.
Thank you for having me.
When you shoot a foreigner wedding and when you shoot an Indian wedding, do you see any difference?
I have my two favorite kinds of weddings. Okay, 3 Indian weddings, gay weddings, and crazy people.
Give an advice to Indian photographers when they are covering queer wedding.
Don't assume genders. If there are 2 women, then there are 2 women. And if there are 2 men, there are 2 men.
How important it is to do a couple shoot before the wedding.
On the wedding day, I do not want them to be apart from their guests.
How do you recover from a wedding that drains you emotionally?
I love this question.
Sure.
So,
What kind of experience are you giving where most of us are losing?
first of all, share prices, make each other charge more. And the 2 is
What are you proud of today?
being here. Can I say that?
Shanaya,
Shanaya,
आप बहुत प्यारी हो.
आप बहुत प्यारे हो.
हमें इस पॉडकास्ट पर
इस podcast पर
बार बार बैठना होगा.
बात बैठना होगा. What did I just say?
Hi everyone, welcome to WedFM India, India's first wedding podcast, season 2. And this time, WedFM has leveled up by having an award-winning photographer from Portugal who will be talking about what if you don't have to post every day to get booked? What if AI didn't replace you but helped you? Get your life back, yeah? What if you could build a global photography career without burning out? So in today's episode, we speak with Ana Pastoria, a Portugal-based international wedding photographer with Indian roots and Israeli family. She has worked all over the world, photographed powerful love stories and faced burnout, healing, and success on her own terms. We talk about the truth behind destination weddings and how she uses Imagen AI and why she barely posts on Instagram and what Indian photographers can learn if they want to go global. So this conversation is for every creator who's tired of the pressure and ready to build a career that actually feels good. So let's dive in. Hi Anna.
Hi.
Oh my God. I can't believe finally the day is here and we are recording the first ever international podcast.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
And I'm so excited. It's going to be with you, my favorite human.
I'm so honored.
First of all, welcome to India.
Thank you for
And
having me.
welcome to WedFM India.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I hope that you enjoy the conversation that we will be doing. And I'm truly grateful to have you on WedFM's couch. I keep saying this and I'll keep repeating it. And I'll say that again too. I think WedFM's couch is becoming very legendary by having professionals and artists like you. So thank you so much for being there today.
No, thank you for having me.
Amazing. So on WedFM, we follow one ritual and we say that we all talk about professional journeys, right? But no one talks about personal journeys, right? So please tell us, how did you land up where you are right now?
At this couch, well, I took a flight. No, I'm kidding. Doing photography. I used to be a university teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I have a PhD in sociology. I love studying. I love to keep my head in the books. My students didn't love it as much as I did.
Uh-huh.
I felt this negative energy every time I walked into the room to teach.
Okay.
And that was killing me inside. So one day I tried shooting a wedding because a friend was getting married and I liked photography. And everyone was happy that I was there. It was very refreshing. So I decided that I wanted people to be happy when they saw me and surround myself with energy that was positive instead of being in a place where all the students wanted me to go home.
Wow.
Because no one really likes sociology except the sociology teachers.
I'm not saying you are saying this.
It is true, I know that.
Okay. So, I mean, of course, you knew that you loved photography and you really want to do something in photography. But why weddings? I mean, you could have taken wildlife photography, you could have taken any other photography, but why would you choose wedding as a genre?
So I actually started out with fashion and concerts, and it all happened because I had eye surgery, and one day I was sitting at home after the surgery and I saw this ray of light and the little particles of dust through the ray of light. I was like, oh, this is so pretty. I want to capture this and make sure I have it forever. Dust. I want to capture dust. So I started taking photos of concerts and of bands and some studio portraits, but I wasn't feeling the emotional connection.
Okay.
So when my friend got married and asked me to shoot her wedding, I realized that to shoot a wedding, you have to be a jack of all trades. You have to know how to shoot details, architecture. You have to know how to shoot portraits. You have to know how to pose people and how to be a documentary photographer. You have to do a bit of every kind of genre of photography there is.
Yeah.
And that was a challenge in itself. And I love challenges. I'm very competitive. So I decided to compete with myself every day for the rest of my life and be a wedding photographer and just do the hardest genre of photography there is.
Wow. So I think you were chasing emotions, you were chasing human connections, and that's how you landed up in a genre like weddings.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Wow. How long it's been for you?
16 years.
16 years.
Yes.
Wow.
16 years shooting weddings.
So do you work solo or you work with a team? So what is it like?
Yeah, I have worked with teams, several teams, with second shooters, with videographers, different videography themes.
Yeah.
Right now, I work solo.
Okay.
I have my husband as my videographer, but I work solo mostly because I travel a lot and it's easier if I'm just accountable for myself.
Amazing. Have you ever covered any wedding in India?
No, I never covered a wedding in India, and that is one of my wildest dreams. I hope that one day it happens. I shoot a lot of Indian weddings in the UK, in Portugal, in Italy, in France, in Canada, even America, just never in India.
How is it different from, I'm sure because you have not covered any wedding in India, but you have covered an Indian wedding overseas. So I want to ask you, do you see any difference, you know, when you shoot a foreigner wedding and when you shoot an Indian wedding? Do you see any difference?
So Indian weddings are very different from European weddings. First of all, because they have a lot more people. They have a lot more tradition. They have a lot more dancing. And they usually end up involving a lot more emotions.
Absolutely.
Usually people who decide, at least abroad, who decide to have a traditional Hindu wedding, they are very connected to their religion and to their spirituality. Usually it's very, very emotional to be able to plan something that is not from the original country and having to plan everything abroad.
Yeah.
It takes an extra effort. And so it's only done by the people who really see the meaning in it and have the need to do it. Usually they're a bit smaller, I think, abroad than they are
Of course.
in India.
Yeah.
I really hope that I get to experience a wedding in India one day. But Indian weddings are overall, for me, some of my favorites because there's so much joy and so much passion into everything and so much pure emotion that goes into everything that for me, probably because it's also my religion, I get very emotional about it. So yeah, I think that's the main difference. At least for traditional Catholic weddings.
Yeah.
I love them. They're very pretty to look at.
Yeah.
In terms of in church and lighting and everything, it's absolutely beautiful. It's everything we see in the movies. I just don't feel the same connection that the couples have as Indian couples have.
Your eyes literally twinkle when you talk about India. You have to tell us that what is that bond that you share with India and you? You really need to tell us.
It's my grandfather's family.
All right.
They're from Varanasi.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So that's it. I have an Indian bone or a few. And I grew up not feeling like a Portuguese white person. So from very early on, I had to face some adversities or racism or differentiation due to my aspects or skin tone or eye shape, which I won't say it's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's a product of the world we live in. But it did shape me, and it created for me a safer space in my mind is when I go back to my Indian roots and to my religion, to my spirituality. It's my safe space.
I'm so sure about this. But do you think that too much hatred all over the world because of any skin type, because of the religion, because of any other thing, how do you, because you're a woman entrepreneur,
Yes.
and you know, your word doesn't end just being in the house. You have to go out, you have to work, you have to show up, you have to meet so many people. That means a lot of dealing is happening. So how do you deal with so much hatred?
I avoid it at all costs.
Of course.
I am extremely transparent on my socials
All right.
about being a woman of color, bisexual, and who shoots weddings. And if someone has a problem with any of the above, I don't think they should work with me because I'm not. There are so many photographers out there that they can easily just pick someone they identify with or they want to work with. And if we can avoid hatred or discrimination from any part, I really appreciate it. It does happen. Sometimes brides come to me, they really love my work, they really love me as a person, because at the end of the day, you're not just hiring the photography.
Of course.
You're hiring the person and their personality and someone who's going to be with you throughout the day. So the bride loves me, and then the groom comes and he's like, this has happened. Someone said, "Are you Indian?" I was like, "Well, I'm actually Portuguese, but my family." And he was like, "I don't work with Indians."
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So just do your research first and don't waste your time or mine, or don't say those things to me because it's not polite or even fair. They ended up working with me, which was super
Bizarre.
awkward.
Yeah.
But the groom apologized because the bride was very mad at him. I also do a lot of gay weddings.
Amazing.
And I post a lot about that. And if someone has a problem with gay weddings, then I'm definitely not the right photographer, because I have my 2 favorite kinds of weddings. Okay, 3. It's Indian weddings, gay weddings, and crazy people. Just people who want to have fun and party, which Indian weddings and gay weddings do. So maybe I only have one gender.
Amazing. Since we're talking about gay weddings, what is it like shooting a queer wedding? And because I'm coming from a country where we have to hide all these things, we're not open about it. Even if we are open about it, India is definitely changing towards it, but we are not as open as West, right? So I
Yes.
really want to ask you, how is it like covering a love which is so different, which is so beautiful and unique?
So I had this Indian couple. He was an Indian man who married a Polish man. And as I was taking their photos and we were talking, he was telling me that in his country,
Yeah.
it was a crime what he was doing. And that was very emotional for me. And it happens a lot. I shot a couple of women 2 years ago. Loved them very, very much. One of them was Brazilian. And in Brazil, it is possible to get married if you are queer. But they were at a point politically where they weren't sure if they could still. So she during the wedding speech, she said, "What I'm doing right now is a rebellious act against my country." And it's again, I really chase the emotions. So at the Indian weddings, I chase all the emotions and the traditions. At the queer weddings, I chase the fact that they really have to work hard to get where they are and to be able to marry their spouse and to be able to show their love and affection. And I think that is, again, so emotional and
Absolutely.
so beautiful that it deserves all the celebration it could have.
Amazing. And I love, when you're talking about it, it's making you feel so happy.
Yes.
Right. But if I may ask you about one advice, because we, of course, do cover some of this ceremony, which is, of course, not a wedding. We call it a promise ceremony. We call it something or the other, but we cannot call it a wedding, which is happening between same gender. So I want to ask you, maybe give an advice to Indian photographers when they are covering any queer wedding abroad.
Don't assume genders.
Absolutely.
Don't assume one is the man and the other is the woman in the relationship.
Okay.
If there are 2 women, then there are 2 women. And if there are 2 men, there are 2 men. It's not one of the men is the woman of the relationship or one of the women is the man of the relationship. That is, don't try to put people into boxes. Ask them what their pronouns are, how they want to be treated. And when you ask them, for instance, to hold each other, just say, okay, if you're used to having the male embrace the bride from behind, and you want that kind of pose, just say, okay, now hold each other. One of you go to the back and hold the other. They will naturally do what feels normal to them. And the person who gives the embrace will do it automatically. So you don't have to assume, you don't have to presume, and you don't have to put people into boxes and try to make them into something they are not. So that really, really helps the couples feel more confident and more at ease with you, and also makes you create better photos.
Absolutely. I think judgment is the worst thing that you would ever do, even if you're covering a normal, of course, that is also a normal wedding. I shouldn't have said it, right?
Heterosexual, yes.
Yeah. So since it's something which is very different for, people, they call it abnormal. They call it, I'm not sure whether we can do this. Sometimes they become extra careful and make it very, very obvious.
Yes.
Right? Sometimes we make it very, very uncomfortable for the other person. So I think that it's very important when you are covering any queer wedding, you need to be, make it as simple as it should be, right?
Yeah, it's two people in love.
Yeah, absolutely. People are in love and you're just here to cover or feel that love that you're here for. But I want to ask you if you have to, give your top 3 restrictions or boundaries that you follow when you are covering a queer wedding. I mean, maybe, your approach changes. What all things that you definitely make sure when you are covering any queer wedding?
Nothing changes.
Oh my God, love it.
Nothing changes. I treat all of my clients exactly the same. I treat every couple as a couple or a throuple if they're in love with more than one person. I have never shot that, but if it ever happens, I treat people as people and I treat love as love. And I don't ever assume, even if it's a queer or an heterosexual cis couple. I don't make any assumptions. I don't presume to know the pronouns they want or who is the boss or if there is a boss or if the man should be behind the woman or I don't assume.
You just let it flow.
I just let it go and I just try to capture their love and their story. One thing that is very crucial to me is to get to know my clients, talking to them a lot before the wedding, just having a lot of questions, knowing their story, knowing who they are, what they feel, what they want, how they want to celebrate their love, what they envision, and why they're doing it.
Why?
The why is very important.
Absolutely.
If it's to show off, again, maybe I'm not the right photographer. If it's because they want to party, definitely I'm down. If it's because they just want to celebrate love, I'm definitely down. Another thing I really like to ask, and this is completely off topic, but also in topic, is if they have pets and if the pets will be at the weddings. And I respect the couples more if their pets are at the wedding.
Explain why.
So you choose a best man or a best woman, a groomsman or a bridesman or whatever. Who is the living being that was with you throughout all the ups and downs of your relationship?
Your pet.
Your pet. So why would that pet be outside of such a celebration? I got married to my husband at this point 6 times.
Wow, 6 times.
Yes. And our dogs were at all of them except one because it was in Vegas. And it was very far away and they would have to go on the cargo of the plane and I would never risk that. But that was the only reason. Otherwise, my dogs are always there. They're the most essential part of our relationship apart from the two of us because they're always there.
But why 6 times? I'm more keen to know about this. I mean, were you not happy with your photos at the first time? Were you not happy about your dress for the second time? Were you not happy about the food third time? So what was the reason?
I actually asked my husband what his favorite wedding was. And he said, I don't know. I think maybe the first or maybe the second or maybe the third. No, we loved all of them. Here's the thing. We really love partying.
Amazing.
And I really love weddings. I'm not a wedding photographer that is going to be, oh, I love weddings. Love, love, love. Are you married? No. No, I am. I am so married. I am married. I've married so many times the same person. I really, truly love, and I really, truly love weddings. I don't think we should spend all of our savings to have a wedding. I don't think you should consider it a once in a lifetime kind of situation, because I think love deserves to be celebrated, and it deserves to be celebrated often.
Absolutely.
So we had our freak show circus wedding, we had our civil wedding, we had our Indian wedding, we had a disco gothic vow renewal, we had a 90s party in Vegas with Elvis in a parking lot. I mean, why not? Why shouldn't we? Why should we be constricted to one celebration when we can have a lot of them?
Love that. Honestly, I mean, you're one of those rarest people that I've met who's saying something like that. I think we have spoken so much about weddings, and ultimately, and I keep saying this in most of my podcasts, that everyone talks about weddings, but no one talks about marriages,
Yes.
right? And here we have a human who is dealing in weddings and still living such a beautiful marriage, right? So she's enjoying it. That is the reason she's able to serve it, right?
Exactly.
And that's beautiful to know. But tell me something, how important it is to do a couple shoot before the wedding?
Essential. I think pre-wedding shoots are a must-have. I shoot mostly destination weddings, so I don't live in the same city, state, or sometimes country or continent as the couples that I'm shooting. But I always go to the place a few days earlier so that we can meet in person after all the talking, and so that I can take some test shots of them. And why is this important? Because on the wedding day, I do not want them to be apart from their guests for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. I don't want to take them away somewhere and just try out different poses and see what works best. I want them to be so comfortable with me and my camera. And I want me to know so well what works with them and how they act and how they behave, that I can just say, okay, now hold each other. And I already know how they're going to hold each other.
Yeah.
So I can position myself in the best way, or I can look for that little detail that I noticed at the pre-wedding shoot. And I think it's really, really important for them to be more comfortable, for me to be more confident.
Absolutely. But what's that one mistake which photographers mostly commit when they are dealing with couples?
Mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, which you practice, but you feel that I wish, everyone is taking this path. Do you want one thing, maybe the emotional connection that you built or anything?
Formal photos. Okay. A lot of photographers that I know, especially like the new trends, new age, they don't like to take formal photos. They feel like it hinders their creativity. It's not natural. The first time I got married, my photographer told me, Anna, do you want to do the formal photos? And I was like, nah. I always tell my couples formal photos suck. Sorry, but then my grandfather died. And I did not have one single photo of me and him, or me, my husband, and him. I don't have a photo of just me, my mom, and my brother, or me, my husband, my mom, and my brother. And those formal photos may not seem like a lot, but in the end, it was half an hour we took out of the day that was really worth it. More worth it than a gazillion photos of just the bride and groom, because the bride and groom do not want just photos of them at the wedding.
Absolutely.
They want photos of their guests. They want photos of the people they love. They see each other every day. I'm tired of looking at myself. I don't want photos of me. I want photos of the people I love. And if I can get photos of the people I love with me, that is an added bonus.
Absolutely. Since your base is Portugal, and I think a few days back when we were talking, you were in Brazil.
Yeah.
So you definitely travel all over the world. So how does that happen? I wanted to be open about that. It's the planner network, or it's word of mouth, or what is it?
I have the most unconventional approach to business that I know of.
Okay.
I think from April 2020, so start of the pandemic, I've posted, if I'm not mistaken, 10 times or less.
Only 10 times.
Yes. So I don't post on social media because I'm not that I'm lazy. It's just that I allocate my time to do other things. I don't post on social media. I don't work with planners
Whoa.
most of the times. I don't get recommended by venues because they don't know me. I'm across the globe. What I do have is what I hope is a great client experience. That's what I deliver.
So word of mouth.
Yes. Couples are so happy that they recommend me to their friends, to their friends' friends. And that's how I get all of my business.
I think we were talking about this and you said that you're fully booked for most of the season.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, I'm sure it's just not word of mouth. I
No,
mean,
it is.
Wow.
It is just word of mouth.
See, the reason why I'm asking you this because I'm also a photographer. And whenever we look at social media, we feel that this is the only way we can talk about our business. This is the only way when we can showcase our work. This is the portfolio which the world is going to see, right? But here you are, who's fully booked for the season.
Yes.
And saying that I've only posted like 10 times. How is it possible? What kind of experience are you giving where most of us are losing? We really need to know and understand from a master like you.
I don't know if I'm a master. I have the right clients for me, and the right clients for me wants the kind of experience I give. You know how most photographers have business hours
Yeah.
and have a business phone and a business email? I don't. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm awake, if someone sends me a message, I reply. You've experienced this.
Yeah.
I reply. If a bride is struggling to choose the shoes and sends me photos, I will help. I will give my honest opinion.
Yeah.
And say, in the photos, I think this would look better because this. Or I don't know, that's completely a fashion choice. You have to do it.
Yeah.
I connect with people a lot and very quickly. And when I reach the wedding, I don't feel like a supplier. I feel like a friend who's taking photos. A lot of times my couples get asked, why is that friend of yours always taking photos? Or why did you not book a photographer and you just have a friend there? And they have to say, no, she's the hired photographer. And sometimes I'm even sleeping at the couple's house. I had this story. I went to America to shoot a wedding. And I arrived, the bride picked me up at the airport. I was staying at their house because I love getting photos of them making breakfast before they go.
Whoa.
And I love my last photo to be when they had a little too much to drink and tried to take off their shoes at the end of the night. It's so good. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't, sometimes I help. All part of the deal. But I really love to be in it. And for that to happen, they have to feel extra comfortable with me. So I give them me. I give them my all. I only shoot a handful of weddings per year because I want to be able to give that client experience where I can reply to you instantly, or if I'm awake, where I can advise you, where I can help you if you need, you don't have anyone last minute to help you fold napkins, I will do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times when they are DIY weddings, I'm doing it with the guests, helping set up. Why not? Why would I not do that? And in this wedding that I was telling about, so the bride picks me up at the airport. She says like, I know you love thrifting. Let's go to a thrift shop. And we went. And we found these incredibly retro, weird wedding dresses for very, 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 very cheap. We're like, let's take them. We got home, we put on our dresses. She makes s'mores. We turn on the TV. The groom walks in, and there are two ladies wearing random wedding dresses, eating s'mores and watching TV.
Yeah.
And it's like, hi.
What's happening?
And she's like, oh, our photographer has arrived. And the groom, hi, Anna. This is weird. Why are you both dressed as brides? Why not? We just had fun. And we took some photos of us in the wedding dresses, just eating s'mores and watching TV, because why not? And that is, I still talk to her. I still talk to most of my clients. I actually, after the wedding, I get flown to their country to shoot their pregnancies or their newborns, or just their anniversaries. Or sometimes if I travel to their country and I'm shooting a different wedding, I get in touch, we have dinner, or I even stay over and extend my trip because I connect. And that is a very, very, very big difference from running a business for the sake of running a business, or running a business because it's my passion, it's my love, it's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And for me to do it properly, I need to be in it.
Absolutely. You know, when you were talking about this, that if my bride would call me at 3, I would pick up, right? And this is exactly how I am. When I connect with my couples, I want to give them all, because I feel that, yes, we all come from that school of thought as well, where we talk about invading our privacy and all those things. But what I feel that they are talking about their wedding, right? And it's gonna happen only for some time.
Yeah.
And if you are getting to be a part of that, so why not? You know, when my brides call me at 3 a.m. and they say, I don't know, I'm getting butterflies. I need you to be in my room. So it feels so good, you know, that, oh, she's calling me. She's choosing me, not her friend, not her fiance, but she's choosing me. Yeah. So giving comfort to another human being feels so right? So I totally get that. But doing so many weddings in a year, I'm sure it's not a cakewalk, because you have to deliver on time. You have to make sure that your client service is on point. So a lot of things that you're managing because you work solo. Don't you feel burnout at times? Like, don't you feel that, oh my God, I'm not able to handle this pressure? So what do you do? Because, photos includes your cullings, your editing, your sharing, so many things at once from one wedding. So how do you take care of your mental health?
I actually speak at conferences about mental health, and I have time to speak at conferences.
Amazing.
And that happens because, okay, let's go back in time.
Sure.
It's 2020. I'm a destination wedding photographer. All of my weddings are abroad. I don't shoot any wedding.
What do you mean?
2020, no weddings. I can't travel.
Oh, of course.
So I was locked at home.
Yeah.
Then comes 2021. Travel is reopened.
Yeah.
Everyone gets married. I had 42 weddings in a year. I usually shoot 20 tops. Now I'm trying to scale it back to 15, but then someone who's very nice always comes up and I end up taking one more and then just one more. Anyways, 42 weddings, over 96 flights. That's when I stopped counting. I had extreme burnout. I went to hospital. I decided I wanted to fold t-shirts for a living, because you work from 9 to 5, you get home, you have your family, you have your rests, you have your holidays. Amazing, beautiful. That's exactly what I want. Will I be happy folding t-shirts for a living? Probably not. But still, I will have mental health, which I do not have right now. A friend of mine told me, how are you going to deliver the weddings you have? That friend was actually the person who shot my first wedding. Beautiful, beautiful person. I told her I have no idea, probably delegate. She said, why don't you try AI? Why don't you
Okay.
try Imagen? It's an editing software that just came out. You have to give it a try. Look, I'm not going to give my editing to AI. No AI is going to do what I do.
Yeah.
What I do is passion and love and my eye and that color only I see. And seriously, you're in a bed in hospital, just get over yourself. Just give it a try, even if it is just to edit the ones you have to until the end of the year. So I gave it a try. And after the first wedding it edited, I started crying. And I realized I did not have to fly, shoot, come back, lock myself in the office, say, hi, family, bye, family, and not have a life to have a successful business. I could also have a successful business with mental health, with time, with my family, with my dogs, with holidays, with parties. After Imagen, I actually started getting married.
Yeah.
Because now I have the time. I was engaged for 4 years before that and did not have the time to plan a wedding, to get married, to take holidays, to do anything. I barely saw my fiance. I barely spent time with my family. And now I do all of that, and I still have time to work for Imagen as their partnerships manager. Because after that moment, I pretty much emailed Imagen and I said, I love you. How can I help? I speak a gazillion languages. Let me just tell the world. Let me help you tell the world about this, because it was a life changer. And I can say it, and I've said it many times. I will keep on saying it. If it was not for Imagen, I would not be a wedding photographer anymore.
Wow.
I would not have a business anymore. And I think that is fundamentally one of the biggest game changers of my business and of my personal life.
There are so many apps like Imagen, right? But why only Imagen?
Okay. So, when you start to work with a camera company or an editing software, you like to only recommend, if you want to drink tea and someone asks, what do you recommend? What's the best brand of tea? You want to make sure you're giving them the one you really think is the best. So I do this consciously. I keep trying all of them. Even working at Imagen, I still try them all. The minute I think that a different one is better, I'm not sure if I want my name or my brand to be associated with the one that is not the best. So I want to be with the best.
Of course.
I don't want to be with the cheapest. I don't want to be with the most popular, or actually Imagen I think is the most popular, but still, I don't want to be with any. I want to be with the best. I want to be with the one that actually saves me time, gives me peace of mind for so many things. So there are many apps that do the same as Imagen. They don't do it all, and they don't do it the same way. So Imagen for me is very different than all the others, because one, it does culling that actually recognizes emotions. So if you have eyes closed because it's an emotional moment, it will recognize that.
Really?
It will not cut your closed eyes just because. Second, it was the first one to come out as an editing software.
Of course.
AI powered. So it is the one that is by default
The best.
the best. It is more refined. It had more time to improve. The end. Let's not say I know more than my grandpa. It's not possible. He's been around longer. Imagen also has an amazing team that strives to keep launching update after update and new releases and new features and new things. And then it does cloud storage. And why does it does cloud storage? Because it's all in the cloud. One thing that is very important for me is I travel a lot.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm always afraid that something can happen. I can get robbed. I can get in an accident. Anything can happen.
God forbid, yeah.
I want to have all of my bases covered. Right after a wedding, regardless of how powerful my internet is, I send everything to Imagen. While I'm sleeping after the wedding, it is culling.
It's working for you.
When I wake up, it's already cold. Close the computer. My MacBook Air, not last generation, not top. It's just any computer with a simple internet connection, even at the airport connection, that we all know is very bad.
Yeah.
It works. Airport connection, very bad computer. It's okay. If you have 600 megabytes of space, that's all Imagen needs. Because everything is done in the cloud. So your photos are safe in the cloud and all the processing is done in the cloud. It doesn't need space on your computer. It doesn't need RAM. It doesn't take anything away. You can work on other things while Imagen is running in the background. You can still do other things on other softwares. I prefer to nap, but that is a personal preference.
Choice, yeah.
And then we do a quick review and send to edit. And I can just, if something happens, tell my husband, you know what? You're in Portugal, just download everything. If something happens to me, God forbid, but if something happens to me, my husband can actually download the image, download the edits that are edited in my style with my profile and deliver to the clients. And only then he will let the clients know that something happened to me, so that the bridezillas will not come with torches trying to burn our house down because they lost their photos.
But
that gives me peace of mind.
I totally get that. But how much can you trust AI? Because I remember when we started with this conversation, you were saying that, no, I cannot give it to AI because I want all the emotions to be captured well and all those things. But how much and till what level can you trust AI? Ultimately, it's not a human working on it. It's the machine, it's the software working on it. And I'm sorry, but I feel that you're saying this because you're a brand ambassador of Imagen, and I'm not sure, because you need to explain that to me, that why would I not choose any less expensive applications or software? Why would I go for Imagen? Like what is that one thing it's doing exceptionally different than any other brand?
I'm not saying this because I'm a brand ambassador. I am a brand ambassador because of this.
Love that.
I did try everyone, and I do still try them.
Okay.
The moment I think it's not the best one, I need to rethink this choice. But it is by far the best one. It's the only one that is completely online. It's the only one that does not need a huge processor. And I do not want to be the cheapest photographer or deliver the cheapest looking photos. I want to be the best. And for that, I use the best software. And that is, for me, the main differential. Why do people buy good jewelry instead of cheap jewelry? Why do sometimes for some things you need the best thing, not the cheapest thing?
Absolutely.
And there's another question you asked me, if I could trust it. So the beauty of Imagen is that it learned from me, and I'm a human being. So I have to train Imagen with my photos, a lot of photos that I trained, that I edited myself during the years. And by the way, let's just be very clear. I did not edit them by hand. I also used Lightroom, which is another software.
Absolutely.
So this is just adding a software that will speed up my editing on top of a software that I already used to edit. So no one really thinks that I am revealing the photos by hand and then coloring them with a pen. I'm already using a computer. This is just another software that I'm using on top of that one.
Yeah.
So why not? If it gives better results to my clients because I get tired. Imagen doesn't. I start editing at 7 o'clock in the morning in the blue light and finish at 7 o'clock in the evening in the orange light. My eyes are seeing tones different. When I get there the next morning to continue on that same wedding, I'm like, it's not super consistent. Imagen makes it all super consistent. And because it takes away the painful part that is just balancing and making it all look super flawless, I can actually spend more time being creative and putting in my special touch. I delete all the wires and I delete all the light switches and all the pimples in all the 3,000 photos.
Wow.
Not in one or two that go to the portfolio. I delete them on all. And why? Because I did not spend 1 week or 2 weeks looking at those photos, agonizing over the tones, the exposure, the masks, the straightening. Imagen does all that boring stuff for me and does it exactly like I thought it to do. So it does it like if it was me, but on steroids. So
now I'm buying it. I'm totally buying it. And but the way you have tested it and you believed on it, I'm sure after this podcast, most of us, including me, I'm saying it, I would also want to try it and test it and then see it. Why I say that? Because we are in India. Our culture is very different. Our rituals are very different. And our photography styles are also very different, right? And sometimes the lighting conditions that we are in, because I feel that most of the weddings which happens overseas, it's during the daytime, right? Most of the time.
yeah.
Yeah. But in India, most of the time, weddings happens at night, right? So lighting conditions, all those things changes. So we really want to believe on the software, whether they will catch what we want to give them or not, right? So please tell me that, is it available in India? And what all it takes to a software to make them understand that this is exactly what my photography style is and this is exactly what I need. How much time a software takes to develop your taste?
Okay, this is going to be amazing. I love this question.
Sure.
So, Imagen will need a minimum of 3,000 photos, which by India standards is a wedding. But you can send 2. The more the merrier. Just send your Lightroom catalogs so that it can analyze the way you edit in the light, in the dark, outside, inside, whatever. How you edit consistently. The more you send, the more it learns. After you upload that, it will depend on your connection speed, but it will not take long. Usually you just select the catalogs you want to import and you go have dinner. When you come back, it's already imported. Okay, cool. Train my profile. And you get a little screen that says within 24 to 48 hours, you will receive an email saying your profile is done. I have never met anyone whose profile has taken longer than 12 hours.
Oh, that's amazing.
So you get that email saying your profile's ready and you can go and use it.
That's really amazing to know, because we struggle a lot, because when you have a boss like Nitin, who is very, very strict on how he wants to deliver his photos and videos, because he tells me every time that I have put in all my hard work in it. I do not just want my team to edit it and I'm not even reviewing it. I don't want it to reach to my clients. I really want to review it on my own. So I think we would definitely be trying it and letting you know whether it was all right or how much improvement it needs to when we talk about Indian weddings. And I would urge all the photographers that guys, if there is an app like Imagen who is taking care of our mental health, who's taking care of our workflow, so why not to I think maybe we can just lessen down the amount of money that we spend on our dinners and all of that and just put the money at the right place so that we can enjoy our lives. So why not? And my second question to you, Imagen gives any trial for a couple of months or not? So what is it like?
So I have a few things to add.
Sure.
You said that Nitin likes to deliver his photos and videos.
Yes.
Imagen also color corrects video.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me more about it.
So about, I would say 2 months ago, Imagen Video was launched. And it's an app just like a desktop app, just like the photo app that you install on your computer, and it will read your Premiere files and just apply your color style. Right now, you have a few color styles from it to choose, but hopefully soon, your own color style. And it just seamlessly applies it to all the clips. And that excruciating pain of color grading is over.
Wow. I mean, this is something which is exceptionally different. Why I say that, I've not seen any other brand doing this. And why it's more important because, as wedding photographers, if you are doing 42 weddings in a year, that means you're making 42 wedding films as well. Right? And imagine if you have to go through all the color grading towards Da Vinci and your FCP, and then you're just sitting in front of the system and thinking that I need some time for myself. I just cannot do that, right? So like you said, when you're tired, your eyes see colors differently. When you are very happy, then you see colors very differently.
Yeah.
So that's very amazing to know.
But I have more.
Sure.
Yes. You can have a trial of Imagen. After the podcast, I will send you a link. You can put it in the comments.
Definitely.
A trial of Imagen for a photo. You have 1,500 photos to try for free. And you can also try video. It's open in beta now.
Okay.
So it's free to try for now. And also, I wanted to add, you mentioned that we could save on dinners to pay for this. But Imagen can actually make you make more money.
How?
Yes. So, you know how everyone, especially Indian couples, let's be honest, want their photos yesterday? Not today when they got married. They want the photos done. You can charge an express rate.
Okay.
And say, okay, instead of 2 months to deliver the photos, I will deliver them in 2 weeks.
Wow.
And you're charging an extra. It's an extra that pays for Imagen and then some. So you can actually make more money. If you shoot in studios, for instance, if it's not weddings, if you shoot in a studio, Imagen when it does the culling, it's very quick and it applies your profile to the culling. So when you're looking through the photos, you already know how they're going to look pre-edited. Not with the subject masks or background masks, but already with your color profile. So this, usually when people shoot in a studio and the package includes 20 or 50 photos, you send a gallery, the clients choose in the comfort of their home. But if you do it on the studio, on the spot,
Yeah.
the clients look at it and you only send to edit the ones that the clients chose, and the clients will never choose only 20 or 50. They will choose more because of emotion, that time, that moment. So you're upselling and making more money.
Oh my God, I love that, because I feel that everybody becomes so impatient when it comes to photos. In videos, I can still say that they're okay waiting, but with photos, they want it as soon as possible,
Yes.
because everybody these days, are on Instagram. They want to post pictures. They want to get all the attention, which has definitely been due. So I think it's a great idea. I mean, see, you have connected both the things with business and ease, right? So when we're combining both, I think it's working very well on the mental health as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so I absolutely love that. Very important question that I want to ask you about Imagen. One thing which is extremely important for anyone who's taking up a software like Imagen, because we are working with AI day and night, and we need some sort of support which is available 24/7. So I need to ask you, how convenient and how helpful is Imagen?
That is one of the things that if you go on Trustpilot, you will see that is one of the things that people rave most about.
All right.
Not only the quality, but the exceptional customer support.
Okay.
Obviously, I have a direct line as I work there, but everyone else, when they get in touch with customer support, they are helped instantly. It's real humans working 24/7, available to answer and help the best they can. Honestly, the best they can. We just want people to be happy. This Imagen was built with the goal of improving photographers' lives. And it really is helping photographers' lives. And the goal is still the same. And it's one of the reasons I keep falling in love with it over and over again, is the whole culture of it. I also like working with brands that I know and trust and love. And I think everything about it is just amazing.
I think we all need to test it.
Yes.
And run it.
I agree.
For sure. That's all right. And I'm very sure after listening to what all Imagen has been doing, but what is the response time? I'm stuck right now and I need help right now, because we're talking about wedding photos, and sometimes it gets really difficult for us to make our client understand where we are stuck. So please tell us.
Okay, so the support is 24 hours, 7 days a week, regardless of where you are in the world.
Sure.
It's 24 hours. And it's, I wouldn't say immediate, because usually people take some time to write. But I would say 5 minutes,
5 minutes.
10 minutes. I'll give you an example. We had a photographer who went to a workshop and did some editorial shots, and she lost her camera with cards, with everything, the day after the workshop. But in the evening, she had uploaded it to Imagen. And she didn't know about the online storage at the time. So she was like, guys, this just happened. On her phone, contacting support. This just happened. I was just robbed. I lost everything. But I need to send some photos because of the workshop. And I edited them through Imagen. Is there any way you had somehow of getting them? In less than half an hour, she had the blog post done.
No.
Because support was just like, you know what? We even have the photos in low resolution saved for you. And the low resolution from Imagen is 2000 pixels wide. So it's not really that low, and it's free. So if you want high resolution, it's paid, but 2000 pixels wide, it's free. And it's always backed up. And she had all the photos. And they just sent it to her at that exact moment. And in less than half an hour, she had the blog post up.
Now I know why you've been flexing so much about Imagine and why and how it has changed your life. This was one of the part, about your mental health. But when I talk about mental health, I feel that it has a lot more than that, what we've been talking. What else have you done to take care of yourself apart from Imagine? Of course, Imagine has taken all your workload, but it cannot take away all your tensions. It cannot take away all maybe the tensions of creating mood boards, storyboards, all those things. So how do you keep up with your mental health?
I learned the very important power of saying no.
All right.
No is a word that is not very well regarded or accepted in many cultures. It is extremely important for our mental health and for ourselves, for our boundaries. So I learned to identify what works for me or doesn't. Therapy is great. Anyone who doesn't do therapy, honestly, it's the best thing ever. And it doesn't mean that you need any sort of special help. It just means that you're a human being and you're complex. And as in everything else in life, sometimes you need some guidance. And then when you know your boundaries, it's easier to say no to overshooting, over accepting jobs, overdoing things. And do you want to go out today? No. I want to stay home, and that's fine. Do you want to shoot another wedding? It's going to be so fun. No, I'm booked out, and that's fine. Learning to love myself was very important. And reconnecting with my faith and with my family and with my life, everything just goes full circle. Because I love myself more, I love my work more, I feel empowered to say no more, I can pray more, I can be more. And obviously my mental health is more.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you said that about, of course, saying no is very, very important. I remember before COVID, I don't think so that I have told myself that we need to, take care of ourselves as well. Not like, if one wedding is coming, you're picking up, second is coming, you're picking up, third coming, fourth. You're just not realizing that if my body can do this much or not. So it's very important to ask your mind, body and soul that, hey, can you help me? Will you be helping me taking this journey? I know it looks very cliche when we talk about these things, but when you actually talk to your soul, when you actually talk to your self, it really helps, right? And I'm really, really glad that I'm sharing this couch with you and I'm talking about these things. But how do you recover from a wedding that drains you emotionally?
Some weddings are tough physically, emotionally, for different reasons. I believe in the power of having a great community behind you. I believe that if you have, we shouldn't be competing against each other. We should be a community helping each other. I can't do all the weddings myself, so I need to have a community of peers that will help me better myself and solve any issues I have. For instance, the Imagen community, we have a community on Facebook. That is a lot of people from everywhere in the world just go there and talk not only about Imagen, they talk about their wedding days, things that happened, contract questions, mental health advice, and it's a true community that helps photographers help each other. I think that is one of the best things that we can have after a draining wedding.
Can you give us an example where you felt that I'm so glad that I'm not a part of a competition, but I'm a part of a community?
I have brilliant friends that recommend me
Oh,
to their clients if they're busy, whom I recommend as well. And it's probably the only people that recommend me other than other clients are actually my peers. And it has happened during the pandemic or right after the pandemic. If someone got tested positive for COVID and they could not work, we have this SOS group
oh my God.
in a Portuguese women photographers and videographers group called Women on Weddings that I helped found actually. And we have an SOS group that we just go there and like, guys, I tested positive. Can someone help me? I have a wedding tomorrow, and someone will help. And this just gives you a different power.
Yeah, that somebody's there.
That somebody's there. If you get sick, look, I'm feeling very, very bad. I'm throwing up. I have this shoot that I have to do with this couple. Can someone go and cover for me? Someone will cover for us. And I have friends all over the world that I met in the Facebook community that we show each other our work.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with these two images, but I don't know which one I should send to the couple. This one. And then they vote and we talk about the whys and what could be better. And I think that is so important to have people that understand your work, not just your friends will always say it's pretty. But people who technically understand the challenges.
But have you ever felt that it's not coming from a friend, where it's coming from a competition, where it's coming from a jealousy? They don't want to help you. They don't want to do certain things for you. Have you ever faced something like that?
Definitely. I think.
And how do you deal with that?
I walk away. I think everyone has felt that at some point. Competition is tough in this kind of business. It's first, it is a very male-dominated field, and then it is a very competitive field. I do not think we should be competitive, because when there's this saying that lighting someone else's light does not put yours out.
Yeah.
So why are we trying to better the other? Or to outdo the others. It makes no sense. If we all help each other, we will all shine brighter.
Absolutely. I love the example that you gave. And I really hope that we all think from this perspective and, again, choose community over competition.
Always.
Right? So my another question to you, what are you proud of today? Not talking about business, but your personal win. What is that?
Being here. Can I say that?
I am feeling so privileged.
I am feeling so privileged and so honored. I am in India talking at a brilliant podcast with a fabulous woman about things that I'm very passionate about, and hopefully will be able to help other photographers to have a better life. I mean, how could one moment be better than this?
Yeah.
So can I say that it is just this? Can this be the moment?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
You are definitely going to make me cry.
After.
After for sure. But thank you, Ana, for saying this. And this couch actually, comes from a space where I have started with this podcast, and my team, my very supported husband, helped me creating a space where I could talk about mental health, where I could talk about things where I used to feel very suffocated about. I used to feel that, why are we not talking about this? Why are we just talking about how much business are you doing when you're meeting someone like that? Oh, you're just doing this wedding. So all those conversations used to hurt me. I used to feel, no, why no one is asking, hey, have you rested well? Are you okay? I want to help you. So all those things I used to feel, and that's the reason I've never called WedFM as a podcast. I've always said it's a community, but it's not my duty to treat it like a community. It's going to be you. It's going to be you.
Yeah.
If you call it a community, then we are a community. So it's going to be your choice to treat this as a competition or a community. And when people like you sit on the couch and say something of that sort, makes my heart feel so happy, and I feel very, very grateful to him that he made me his choice to lead this. So thank you once again. But my one last question to you, Ana, if your work could speak, what it will whisper to the world?
I don't think it would speak. I very passionately believe it would sing. not in my voice, because no one wants to hear that, but every photo that I take, I hear the song. There's a song for each photo, there's a song for each moment, and the song that transports you back to this feeling. And what I hope is that my work sings to people and makes them hear the music inside.
Wow. And dance as well on it.
Yes, always, of course. Party, always.
Party always. And believe me, I got to learn so many things from you. There were so many questions in my head about my business. And through you, I got most of my answers. And I'm not saying this because I have to say this, but honestly, it definitely comes from my heart. And I really hope that it reaches to your heart the way I'm passing it, without any break, without anything but love. So thank you. One last message, if you want to give it to the photography community. One thing that we usually avoid, but we really, really need to start taking care from today. So I would be very happy if you can look at that camera and help the community.
First of all, can I do two? Okay, I'll do two.
Sure.
No more competition, just community. You are going to open Instagram right now, after you see the podcast, and you're going to look for someone in your area of work that you don't follow, and you're going to follow them, like their posts, encourage them. And then you're going to call a colleague. You're going to share information about your prices. Why should that be hidden? Just share prices, make each other charge more, make each other, lift each other up. Okay, that is the one. And the two is work. You should work for a living and not live for work. Okay? So choose yourself over money, over status, over Instagram likes, over followers. Just choose you, your time in your couch with your family, with your friends, and with your pets.
Truly, words of wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Before you go, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. That means we are very, very thankful to you. So in return, I think I must teach you a few of the Hindi words.
Yes.
It's my duty. So maybe in return you can say, Shanaya. Shanaya.
Shanaya.
आप बहुत प्यारी हो.
आप बहुत प्यारे हो.
आप इतने प्यारी हो.
आप इतने प्यारी हो
कि बस मैं क्या बताऊं.
किपिस में क्या बोलूं
और हमें इस पॉडकास्ट पर
इस पॉडकास्ट पर
बार बार बैठना होगा.
बात बैठना होगा. What did I just say?
You said, Shanaya, you're amazing.
Oh.
And we have to do this again and again so that we can share.
Yes.
Amazing. It's a backup.
Okay, so being at WedFM was incredible. Best conversation, best people, and very, very comfortable couch. Fully recommend. 10 out of 10. About the community, it's so valuable to have a space where you can learn and uplift yourself and better yourself and your business and just be inspired. How can you not want that for yourself?